Okay, hello. I'm Apocalypse Gaming Guru, and in my last video I went over a lot of some stuff in Red Dead Online. I doubt I covered everything, so much to these games. So today I'm going to be talking about the differences between the Red Dead 2 story mode and Red Dead Online. Specifically, I'll mostly be going into the interactions that the player can have with the general population. Obviously, in Red Dead in the story mode, you can't interact with other players, so I won't really be going too much into that. And I think I covered a lot of that in previous videos. I've talked about Red Dead Online a few times before. And let me just summarize the player and player interactions pretty quickly by saying that in Red Dead Online, the players are more often than not going to wave to you, and that'll be that, or just pass you by, or ask to help. They're very, very kind people on Red Dead Online. And I've said before, I feel like that's a much better snapshot, whatever, of the gaming community. You know, we're not all sexist, we're not all children, we're not all assholes. I feel like for the most part they are um, very good people. I've had a lot of some of the best experiences that I've ever had with anybody have been with the gaming community. Just nice people. So anyway, just trying to think if there's any little thing that I wanted to say about Reddit. Oh yeah. Sometimes though, there will be people who will just take you out for no reason. And, well, not for no reason. It's because that's how they're playing the game, and that's how the game is played. Sometimes people are going to want to help you. Sometimes they're going to attack you for no reason. That's just how it works on here, and there's no problem with that. I've said that before. I said that before in my last video that I've attacked people for no reason. It's fun. It's a game. There's no point in getting all upset about it. Anyway. So back to the interactions that the player can have with NPCs in Red Dead Redemption 2 story mode. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, breathe more, talk too much. Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, an NPC is a non-playable character. It stands for non-playable character, and it's basically anyone in a video game that you can't play as, obviously. And normally, that means that normally that would be these people like this. The people of the land. And this is what I mean when I say the player interactions. The player interactions on this game are absolutely incredible. Like the way you can talk to other people, you can rob them, you can just say hi and greet them. Is my volume up? No, it is not. Good, I hadn't started talking yet. So this blew me away when I first started playing. The fact that I can just, sit here and literally have a conversation with this dude.
That's good. All the best then. Bye now.
And then
Lazy folk around here, aren't you?
You trying to get to me? You ain't.
I'm talking.
Just stop it already.
Stupid, too.
All right, I'm leaving.
Oh, I almost forgot. Empty your pockets now.
All right.
Quicker.
It's all yours.
I guess this'll have to do. Get 'em.
that escalated quickly. But see, you can the fact that you're capable of doing that with just about every single character in the game is just incredible.
Hey, you there. Hold up.
Is there something wrong?
Okay. I'm gonna need that horse.
All right, fine. Ain't decent taking a man's horse.
Empty your pockets now. Tough guy.
Now I know I'm just kind of robbing people, which is a cool little thing that you can do on here. The fact that you can literally just...
I mean, now.
Knock it off.
You Shoot him!
God damn it.
As I said, the player interaction with NPCs, you can range from just walking around town and being like, "Hey, how you doing?" to "I'm gonna rob some people in the middle of nowhere and then get away." And the wanted scheme on here is just so realistic. Like, I don't just automatically get a star. In case you haven't noticed, I get witnesses. And he's investigating. He doesn't even know it was me. But he figures it out since I'm sitting here around the dead body. And then even then, I'm not automatically wanted. The witness then has to return and find a police officer. And even then, I can stop him. Well, I can try. It's a lot easier when you have two hands on the controller.
This ain't a discussion. Not taking any chances.
That'd have been funny if his horse had kicked me. Oh, man. That'd have been great. Okay. Now, that is the player interactions on story mode. You can actually really interact with people in a very realistic way. You know, it feels very, very realistic in a very, like, what's it called? Especially when you go into first person. It's a very immersive experience. You know, if you want to just... I've just walked around town sometimes, just saying hi to people. You know, giving them a good tip of the hat. So, yeah. The Red Dead 2 story mode interactions with NPCs is just incredible. Now, let me see real quick. I don't think I've actually done anything on story mode yet. But, let me just save, just to be safe. I always do that. That's not what I want to do. Okay. Now, in online, the player interactions with NPCs are a bit more limited in that your character doesn't talk. They're incapable of talking, you know, which I kind of like. It, you know, goes back to the old school characters who would just be like mute, you know, in a video game. Like, I think I mentioned before, I've never actually played Vice City, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, or 3 or any of the ones, but I do remember in San Andreas, you meet the protagonist from one of them, and I remember that CJ makes a joke about him being a mute. But anyway, so I just like the idea that the way that it's played off too with your character, like it's real good acting, you know, the way that they have your character animated, how they can just sort of like, you know, sort of look, be there, shake, you know, look at each other if you're with another person, you know. It is really great. I love when games kind of do stuff like that. When it that's what I'm looking for. Like I said, the acting, you know, with characters, I like they do a really good job of that, especially in the story mode too. But with your online character, I love it. I love the way that you can just, you know, you don't talk to anybody, but the way that you interact with people is a bit more in depth than in story mode, simply because you can like do emotes and stuff. You know, you can give people thumbs up. You can't talk, which, I mean, your character grunts and stuff when he's riding the horse, like you know, whatever. But I do love the emotes and stuff. The fact that you can sit there just smoking a cigar, it's hilarious. I've had my friend go in a store and like go to buy something, and I'm just sitting outside smoking a cigar, you know. And that's the great thing about Red Dead Online, which is why it's so upsetting that it's not what it could be. It could be so more. Yeah, so much more. But even what it is the interactions that your player can have with other players is actually really interesting because again, you can do those emotes. You know, you can. You know, like I said, you can smoke a cigar. See, I only have those, like just your favorites. You know, slow clap. I did that when my friend messed up the other day. But just like the ways you can interact with other players using emotes is really interesting. Especially if you don't have a mic or something. You know, I've played with people who didn't have a mic. And they'd answer with, you know, emotes. Or just by following me. Like, hey, come this way, you know.
Get one of these reds, just watch it grow.
But the interactions with NPCs is a bit stifled. You know, it's a bit less than it was.
Morning.
Because you can just do emotes. You can't, like, really antagonize them necessarily. Like, I'm literally beating my chest at this dude. And he doesn't even care. So when it comes to NPC interactions, yeah, online, you can't do as much. It's not as good, you might say. But that's not what online is for. You know, that's not really what online is geared towards. It's for those player interactions, you know? I just saw somebody in here. I saw him on the mini-map. He might have left or went into a poker game. Okay. I love poker, but online, it's lame. You lose money. It's stupid. For some reason, or unless they've changed that. But I know that they used to, part of the pot used to go to the house. The house. Like the game. Like it's an actual casino or something. And it's just stupid. Like you literally lose money. But anyway. So when it comes to the interactions between the character on Red Dead 2, the story mode, and Red Dead Online, there's not a whole lot to really be said. I mean, again, you can do emotes to people online. In story mode, you can, you know, your interactions with NPCs is much more in-depth. You know, like I said, you can rob them and stuff like that. I don't think you can even rob people on here.
Hey, put that gun away now.
Nah,
You really want to die like this?
I mean, that was pretty fun and all, but yeah, your interactions with people with NPCs online, it's not as in-depth as in story mode, but why would it be, you know?
What the hell?
Ah, here we go.
Don't think I won't use this.
Now, here's another player coming up with somebody on his horse. He might shoot me down. Or he'll just ride past me. Okay, now some NPCs shooting at me. But yeah, those are how most interactions between players go on Red Dead. You just ride past people. I don't know what that dude's problem was, but it's solved now. Okay, so I think that pretty much covers Red Dead, the difference between Red Dead 2 story mode and online. If I've forgotten anything, please tell me. And just let me know, remind me. Or if I remember anything, I'll try and make another video if I feel like I have to. Oh yeah, let me just really quickly go over your interactions with your horse. It's the same. You can brush it, you can feed it, you can lead it, you can pat it, you can tell it to flee. You know. So you can do the same stuff with your horse. If anyone was like worried about that, like, am I gonna be able to brush my horse and stuff? Yeah. You just got to go buy the horse brush from the stable or wherever, the catalog or wherever you can get it. You can still look at your cargo. The cool thing, another cool different. Okay. So there's a player in action. Let me go into some more of the differences between online and story mode. One, in the online, they have tons of side quests, not side quests, but just missions that you can do for characters. You know, similar to the way that you could do in the main story mode. You just go and do missions for people, but in this, they come back and they have all sorts of people from the story. Alden. Alden, Anthony Foreman, Black Bell, Barney from the first game. Why does it keep doing that? Oh, it's too much coming up. Fucking stop it. Flaco Hernandez, Hamish. I'm not sure if Hector's in the game. Jake Adler. You know, they have tons of people from the story. That's one thing I love about, you know, online is coming. I can do missions for like Trelawney or Bonnie McFarlane. You know, take a little trip down memory lane or whatever. And then they also have, similar to the way they do in the story mode, how they have bounty missions, they have the bounty boards here as well in online. The difference is that you can keep coming back and keep doing bounty missions. There's an infinite number of them. Well, there's a finite number of legendary bounties, but that's not important. You can still keep doing them over and over again. As opposed to in story mode where there was a set number of bounty missions, and they were like side quests, you know. You have special missions where it's like you have to go after each people or person one at a time. You know, regular ones, and then you have the legendary bounties, which get tougher and tougher each time you play them. These are like real, like sort of more missions with a bit more story to like who the people are. You know, like they'll have a little cutscene that'll go into it. Let's see. Oh, another great thing about online, when online first came out, me and my friend used to love go hunting, but we would have to like find a wagon like this and maneuver it to where we're above it, so we could throw stuff into it. So we could throw carcasses into it and then go to the butcher table or whatever. And it was a real pain. Then they came out with the trader thing. And now you can not only have a bounty wagon, but a hunting wagon. Now the bounty wagon, I'm sure people have seen it before. It's basically just a big paddy wagon, you know, big metal wagon you can throw people in. So in here you can actually own vehicles, which is great. And multiple horses. I have like 3 horses. And I love being able to do this. I love having a hunting wagon. This is something that I always, you know, me and my friend would talk about, you know, for the first, I forget how long it took them to add this into online. But from when it came out till they added it, me and my friend would always talk about, oh man, they need to add a hunting wagon. They need to add a hunting wagon. And they finally did, and I absolutely love it. I love just riding around the plains in a wagon that's mine. That's my character's, you know? Okay. Oh, and nothing, your camp. Okay, let me just start off with a posse. You can form a posse, part of a couple. I have my own, the Apocalypse Gang. Except I spelled it right on there. Oh, actually, let me clarify. I don't spell it wrong. That's just like my name. It's a long story. Anyway, point is, you can start up a posse. I think you have to pay to have one that's over like get a persistent posse. One that has like 7 people. I think it's not real money, but like 200 in-game dollars. There's another player's camp right there. And then when you get a persistent posse, you can have... I want to go there. Oh yeah. They have... So me and my friend always used to do it. We would go to camp and properties and then move the camp that way. But it would always mess up. I don't know if they fixed it yet, but it would always mess up and not move the camp, but still charge me. So what I do is I just come down to here, and I also have the wilderness camp, but I can't set it up right now, I guess. I already have camp in the Heartlands. Typical. Okay, so I'll just move it to Cumberland Forest and head up there. And the player camp, I love how you have a player camp, and you can really move it. Okay, screw it. One thing that really bugs me about the hunting wagon and the bounty wagon is that they won't like come to you if you call them, and whenever you call them in, they'll stay on the road. So let's say that I took out a deer, like right here, you know, I'm not too far from the road. I mean, I'm not close, but I'm not too far. But my my hunting wagon, it would pull up at the thing, so I'd have to go all the way over there. I mean, all the way over there. It's not that far, again. But still, I wish the wagon would be able to, like, come to me across the plains or whatever. I wish that it could, like, come to me. Again, breathe. Okay. So, vehicles. Now, unfortunately, you can't just whistle for your horse. You actually have to dismiss your vehicle. Which is okay, I guess, because then I'd probably be accidentally dismissing my vehicle all the time. I'll call in the bounty wagon just to get a look at it. And bounty wagon, they have different, what are they called? Liveries? Different paint jobs that you can get. I like the red and black one. I feel like it stands out, and it goes kind of with my bounty outfit that I made. Okay, so that's the hunting wagon. And same kind of problem with that is that it won't come to you on the thing. Oh, as you can see, I have 3 different horses. Lobo. Lobo's kind of my bounty hunter horse. For those of you who, I think I brought this up before in another video. Those of you who know who Lobo is, he's a DC character, bounty hunter on there, really cool. Pale horse. And not only am I just sort of showing you how you can switch horses, I'm also just kind of showing off my horses, because that's what people with video games do. They show off video game stuff. I got my pale horse, and again, I love the way, me and my friend were talking about this last night, I love how you brush one spot of them, and their whole thing gets gets cleaned. It's funny. It's awesome. And then this is just the horse I'm using right now. Then we can call in different horses, and of course get a horse, of course. Now back to the camp. You can set your camp up anywhere, and they have all sorts of different upgrades. So I'll show you when I actually get to my camp. You can still go into cinematic mode. Love cinematic mode. I love being able to just sit back. Not even I love games that I don't have to play. Or games that I can play without holding the controller. Now, if you're wondering how I'm playing, and I was playing with one hand and holding the phone, but now I just got the phone in between my knees because I care. Because I go through, that's the kind of stuff I have to go through to make these videos for y'all. Gotta hold this phone in between my knees so I can play this game. I gotta have my feet up on my table on my thing. So you can have the hunting. What is this? No, the trading company. I love that. It's a great way to miss. You can see right there. Here. Okay. They have different themes. Now, what bugs me about the themes is that I can't. It's supposed. I think it changes your tent, but I can't. It won't show me, and I can't look around. So they have different, all sorts of different themes you can get. Tent. You know, they have different tents. And my friend was saying. Now, I was telling my friend that just buy this one. Don't waste time on the other ones. But he was saying that he liked the way that. Oh yeah, the A-frame. He liked the way that this one looks, And yeah, if you look down here, you can see that they do actually have a purpose, I guess. That your cores refill faster when you're at camp, and they get brought up to 75% when entering camp. And I think I've gone over what cores are before in a previous video when I talked about Red Dead. Wow, that took a while. But let me just quickly go over. Cores are the inside of your little gauges right there. You can see my health core is a little bit down. My stamina one's a little bit down. And come over here. You can eat stew if you buy the stew pot. Okay, there it goes. Whoop. Stew. Get some good stew. And if you make the superior quality stew, which is really easy, you can get gold cores, which makes them not go down for a little while, or at least more difficult to get down. So that's what the tent helps. Your cores refill faster when you're resting at camp, and when you come into the game, they go to like 75% or whatever. Like if you exited the game and your cores were really low, when you come back in, they'll be at like 75% if you have the thing. But that's not really that big of a deal, And it was like my friend was saying, like he likes the way that the other one looks, and that's really kind of what this game's all about is aesthetics. If it looks cool, if you like the way it looks, then go for it. And then that's what you get. Okay, here we go. You can buy the fast travel post, which is pretty self-explanatory. It's a post that lets you fast travel to different locations. Butcher table, that opens up the Crips trading company. I was asking my friend the other day, I wonder what Bloods think about Crips. Anyway, so butcher table, that allows that, which is probably at least the most fun way to make money, because you get to go hunting and then come back and do that. It's a bit time consuming and take a little while. The stew pot just showed you that, how that works. The delivery wagon is part of the butcher table, and it actually goes like when you make a delivery wagon. And the medium delivery wagon and the large delivery wagon, obviously, one lets you carry more than the other. The weapons locker, I really like the weapons locker. I'm glad they added that to story mode as well. It basically allows you to put up all of the guns that you don't want. Like if you've picked up a gun that you didn't want, or if you bought a gun that you don't use anymore, then this allows you to put that away and not have to cycle through stuff if the deluxe campfire, I forget what speeds up campfire crafting time for its initial season. Okay, so yeah, it just speeds stuff up. You can get the dog. You have all sorts of different dogs. I like the husky. That's called the pale pup. All sorts of different outfits for Crips. You can also wash your face. Got beer bottles sitting here. Camp's just a cool little place to hang out. And then, okay, so that's pretty much everything with camp. And then in the Moonshine Shack, like I said, you can fast travel. I don't really fast travel often because it costs money, but now I'm like, and like I said, I like going into cinematic mode and just, take my time, chill. What was I looking for? Oh yeah, but since I have like $6,000, I'm kind of like, screw it, you know, and I'm just sort of spinning my wheels. Like there's nothing really for me to do on here. I'm just helping my friend out who just got the game. That's really like all I'm doing. And making these videos. Like that's the only reason I'm really playing this right now is just to make this video. Once I'm done with this, I'm gonna go back and play. I'm gonna go back and replay story mode. But okay, so this is the Moonshine Shack, and if you have a posse, you can actually enter with the posse, which can be really helpful. Like, for instance, like I said, my friend just started out, so my horse is a lot faster than his, so I'll get here quicker than him, and then I can just enter with the posse, you know. Especially like the other day, he was getting attacked by wolves on the way here. Okay, and with the moonshine, my moonshine is actually done right now, but I'm not gonna do it because, like I said, I'm waiting for my friend. And okay, but with moonshine still, you have, you can make weak moonshines, medium moonshine. I forget what the middle one is, and then strong moonshine. And they have different flavors, and different flavors have different prices that you can sell them for. And with the strong moonshine, okay, the weak moonshine, medium, and strong, they all take different times. I forget what the other two do, but I know strong moonshine takes about 48 minutes to be done, and that's not including the time it takes to flavor it. Flavoring it takes a few minutes. So, and the least amount of money you can make for like weak moonshine in selling it to the worst person, because they have different buyers that have different costs and stuff depending on the flavor and everything like that. So the least amount of money you can make is 144, and that's not even profit, because you have to buy the mash, which is stupid because they have missions that you can do to bring down the cost of the mash. And the mash is just like the ingredients for the moonshine, whatever. There was also a show during the 70s set in the Korean War. Anyway, so, but they have missions that you can do to lower the price of the mash, and I think you can get it down to 0. But you have to do like 5 missions to do that. So in the time it would take you to do those 5 missions, like you could have already been like making the moonshine, so I feel like it's honestly more cost effective to just buy the moonshine for 50. But then that means the least amount of profit you can make is around $90, which isn't that good for what could be an hour of work. Well, it's better than just grinding and doing missions, granted, but still. The most you can make with flat, like, is about 250 something. And that's with like that's not profit, that's just like base, So the moonshine, it can mess you up sometimes, but the irritating thing about that is they have missions. Some of the missions that are like supposed to lower the cost of the mash, they're going to a rival moonshiner and like destroying their mash. And it's like, why don't I just steal it? Like, why don't you have, like, why isn't, like, the resupply mission on, that you can do, man, words aren't coming out. The resupply missions that you can do for the trading company. You can steal the supplies. So why can't you do that for, the moonshine? I'll tell you why. Because Rockstar doesn't want people to make money quickly on here. That's why they added Harriet. And that's why they, like, when you kill a lot of animals, that's why they're like, oh, don't do that. Harriet will be upset with you. That's why they added that. Because they realized, they were like, ah, crap. The, people are making a lot of money off that trading company. And they do. You can make like over $1,000 in a day with just the trading company. And that's really good on this game. Like, that's another thing I was telling my friend about the difference between GTA Online and Red Dead Online. And I think I mentioned this in the previous video, is that in GTA Online, everything costs millions of dollars, and you need to like go through heists. You need like 4 people to do that, and it can be really annoying, especially if you don't have like 3 other good people to play the game with, and you can't do the heists. Like me, I can't do the heist. I'm stuck on like the second one, the Humane Labs one, because I have to sneak in the thing, the EMP, and no one on there wants to sneak. And okay, so I digress. Back to Red Dead. The great thing about Red Dead Online is that everything is achievable. Like, you know, there's nothing really in the game that costs more than $1,000, or at least not much. And oh yeah, okay, and it's not difficult. Like I said, it's not hard to like make money on this game once you get the trading company and stuff. And if you have a good friend like me who can help you out with stuff, like I have my other friend who has this game. You just get the trading company, and that'll do it. But yeah, I just feel as though Rockstar doesn't like people advancing on this game because it's really easy to just buy stuff. You know, everything on here is achievable. You know, you go through all the stuff. Like, not everything's that expensive. Like Navy revolver, 27, 27.50. Well, I do that with numbers sometimes. I have trouble reading them sometimes. I don't know why. $275. Like nothing. The Lamats, my favorite revolver. I love the Lamats. You know, $300. Give or take. Another Cattleman's only 50. You know, so like the guns on here, the Mausers are great, 600. You know, so like nothing on here. It only take you a few like I said, if you have a good friend like me who's already got everything, can help you do with who has like the trading company, can help you get stuff. You can get basically everything you want in like less than a week, and that's not. I think where Rockstar is messed up is it's like I feel as though they think that once people get everything, they're gonna stop playing the game. You know, once you get all of your clothes and the horse you want and the guns you want, you're gonna stop playing. Shut up, Crips! I'm talking. You know, once you get all the stuff you want, you're gonna stop playing the game, and that is absolutely 100% wrong. Once you get all the stuff you want, that's when you want to play the game. Like my friend he literally wants to just get a cool outfit, a nice horse, a cool saddle and everything, just so he can like, you know, go around and look cool and play the game. But I feel like they don't get that's how things are. You know, they think that like that's why they keep adding new currency. That's why there's 4 different types of currency in this game. You have the regular money, the gold, which is where they should have stopped. Honestly, I don't really think they need the gold. Well, okay, I guess so that people can buy it, you know, if they don't feel like going through stuff. Because that's how my friend is, you know, he's like, screw it, I just want to buy gold instead of, or just make the gold easier to get, you know. Stop giving me point something gold for doing missions, like 0.08 gold, or like 0.1 gold. Give me 1 gold for completing a mission. You know, that's all it would take to get more people on here. It's just like making it easier to get stuff and adding more content. That is what people want on here. Which brings me to my biggest point about Red Dead Online. Save Red Dead Online. There's not enough content. Like I said, I'm just spinning my wheels. I'm not doing anything. But I still love this game. I'm still coming back to like replay replay the story, online story with my friend. And it's like help him, you know, do bounty missions. He's got all the bounty missions and stuff, legendary stuff, you know. So it's like I love this game. I would love to be able to come back to it and have more stuff to do. But Rockstar just doesn't have, they keep adding like I don't even know what they're adding. They just had an update, and it was like, I don't know, horses or something. I don't know. They're not adding anything. They're not adding anything really cool and crazy like they did on GTA Online. Add a freaking Pegasus, a unicorn. Make it fly. Give me a flying Pegasus. Give me a flying horse. You know, a winged horse that can fly. You have you have a hover bike that shoots missiles and has a machine gun on it on GTA. I think it would be too crazy to have a flying horse on here. You know?
Things are going well with Maggie.
They had it on freaking Odyssey. On Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you could get the winged horse. It couldn't actually fly, but it couldn't die from falls either. It would spread its wings and glide down or whatever. Well, glide down really quickly. So add some stuff like that, Rockstar. Or how about this? Let me be able to put the holster on the other side instead of weird like this. Like who? Where's two holsters like that? Like what the hell? Or let me be able to like put my holsters in places. You know, have them like Hosea's where my guns are flipped around. Or have them like the Marshall and Dutch where I have two on each side. Instead of this weird thing that doesn't make any sense. No one holds their frickin' pistols like this, because I'd have to go in one side. Like, I'd have to grab it so awkwardly. Anyway, anyone who has like an explanation for that, like, oh, it's, you know, when you're sitting down, it's easier to cross draw, and when you're on a horse. No, I don't care. Like, it's not a good enough reason for me. So, okay. Hashtag save Red Dead Online. More content, Rockstar. More freaking content. They added the elephant gun. What about like some flintlocks? You know, some flintlock pirate stuff. A cutlass. You have a freaking machete and a hatchet. Where's my cutlass? You know, stuff like that. It's not rocket science, Rockstar. Just add some cool stuff. Go crazy with it, but not too crazy. You know? Because Red Dead's pretty even right now, you know? I mean, yeah, you can have explosive rounds and stuff, but it's pretty even. It really comes down to skill. So don't add, like, tanks or anything. Oh, add a car! A little car I could drive around in. Like, come on, Rockstar. Add some stuff. Add some cool stuff like that. People would love that. And not just little surface aesthetic stuff like that. Come up with some new missions. You just had an entire new story in GTA. You have new heists coming out every freaking month, much to my chagrin. And it's like, come on. I can't remember the last time you actually added a new mission and new fun stuff to Red Dead Online. Jesus, it's getting so boring. I can't even remember what it's called. So come on, Rockstar. I'm getting so irritated. I can't even remember what you're called. Cut with the crap. And give us what we want. And stop ignoring us. Stop pretending I don't exist. Your fans are begging for more content on this game. And y'all are just like, hey, look, we had a new update. Stop ignoring us. Stop pretending like there isn't a huge hashtag going around. It's called Save Red Dead Online. Do you know why it's called Save Red Dead Online? Because it's dying. Because the longtime players like me have no reason to come back to this game and keep playing it. And that pisses us off because we want that. And it's even more irritating when you keep adding stuff to GTA Online. Like, come on. Quit with the double standard. People like Westerns. So, okay. That's a rant. That's a good rant. I didn't hate anybody with that. Okay. So, that's about all I got to say about all that. Now, if you like this content, again, like, subscribe, share. If you didn't like it, tell me why. Do you think I can do better? You know, tell me how. And that's it. This is Apocalypse, the gaming guru. Thank you.